The penthouse suite overlooked the glittering Seoul skyline, but Kang Ji-hoon wasn't looking at the view. His eyes were fixed on the woman sleeping peacefully in his arms, her brown skin glowing against the white silk sheets. He traced his fingers gently along her collarbone, watching her chest rise and fall with each breath. Maya stirred, her dark lashes fluttering open to reveal deep brown eyes that made his heart stop every single time. "You're staring again," she whispered, a small smile playing on her full lips. "I can't help it," Ji-hoon replied, his voice low and husky. "Do you know how long I've waited for this moment? To have you here, with me, where you belong." She reached up and touched his face, her fingers tracing the sharp line of his jaw. "Ji-hoon." He caught her hand and pressed his lips to her palm. "I would burn this entire city down for you, Maya. I would destroy anyone who ever made you feel like you were less than the queen you are." Maya's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "You already did." Ji-hoon pulled her closer, his arms wrapping around her protectively. "And I would do it again. 1,000 times over. But before we continue with this beautiful moment, I want to wish every single one of you a very Merry Christmas. May your holidays be filled with love, joy, and happiness. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing Afro Soul Diaries family. Your support means everything to me, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Kindly click that subscribe button now. Let me take you back to where this incredible love story began. 3 months earlier, Maya stood in the cramped kitchen of a small apartment in a rundown neighborhood in Seoul. Her hands were raw from scrubbing dishes at the restaurant where she worked double shifts just to make ends meet. The winter wind howled outside, seeping through the thin walls and making her shiver. She heard the front door slam and her stomach immediately clenched with anxiety. "Maya." Her husband's voice cut through the apartment like a knife. "Where is my dinner?" Derek stumbled into the kitchen, the smell of alcohol preceding him. He was still wearing his expensive suit, the one Maya had saved 3 months of tips to buy him for his job interview at the marketing firm. The same firm where he now spent more time flirting with his Korean secretary than actually working. "I just got home from my shift," Maya said quietly, keeping her eyes down. "I'll start cooking now." Derek laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Look at you. Standing there in those old clothes, looking pathetic. You know what my coworkers asked me today? They asked why a man like me is married to someone like you." Maya felt the familiar sting of his words but said nothing. She had learned long ago that responding only made things worse. "You're lucky I even keep you around," Derek continued, loosening his tie. "A poor black girl with no education, no family, no money. What would you even do without me?" Maya's hands trembled as she reached for a pot. "Derek, please. It's been a long day. A long day." He stepped closer, his presence menacing. "You think scrubbing dishes is hard? Try being a man who has to explain to everyone why his wife looks like a maid." The words cut deep, but Maya had built walls around her heart. Walls that had been constructed brick by brick over 4 years of this marriage. She had married Derek when she was 22, young, naive, and desperate for love after growing up in foster care. He had seemed kind then, charming. But the moment they moved to Seoul for his job opportunity, everything changed. "I met someone today," Derek said suddenly, and Maya froze. "Her name is Soo-yeon. She's beautiful, successful, from a wealthy Korean family." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Everything you're not." Maya finally looked up at him. "What are you saying?" Derek smirked. "I'm saying that maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have waited for someone who could actually contribute something to my life instead of dragging me down. I work 14-hour shifts to help pay our bills," Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I gave up everything to come here with you." "And what exactly did you give up?" Derek laughed cruelly. "Nothing. You had nothing. You are nothing." He grabbed his jacket from the chair. "I'm going out. Don't wait up." The door slammed behind him, and Maya finally let the tears fall. She slid down against the kitchen cabinet, wrapping her arms around herself as sobs shook her body. How had her life become this? How had she ended up so alone, so broken, in a country where she barely spoke the language and had no one to turn to? What Maya didn't know was that her life was about to change in ways she couldn't possibly imagine. 2 weeks later, Maya was walking home from her shift at the restaurant when she noticed a black car following her slowly down the street. Her heart began to race. The neighborhood she lived in wasn't safe, and she had heard stories about women being targeted. She quickened her pace, clutching her bag tightly. The car stopped, and a tall man in an expensive suit stepped out. Maya's breath caught in her throat. He was easily the most handsome man she had ever seen. Sharp features, dark eyes that seemed to pierce right through her, and an aura of power that was almost overwhelming. "Maya Johnson?" he asked, his voice deep and commanding. Maya took a step back. "Who's asking?" The man didn't smile, but something in his eyes softened slightly. "My name is Kang Ji-hun. I've been looking for you for a very long time." "Looking for me? Why? I don't know you." Ji-hun studied her face for a moment, and Maya felt exposed under his intense gaze. "You don't remember me, do you?" Maya shook her head, confusion and fear mixing in her chest. "We met once, 15 years ago," Ji-hun said. "In Chicago. At the St. Mary's Children's Home." Maya's heart stopped. St. Mary's. The orphanage where she had spent her childhood before aging out of the foster system. "You were 9 years old," Ji-hun continued. "I was 12. I was only there for 6 months while my grandmother was ill and couldn't care for me. But you." He paused, and for the first time, emotion flickered across his stoic face. "You were the only one who was kind to me. The other children mocked me because I couldn't speak English well. But you sat with me every day. You shared your food with me even though you barely had enough for yourself. You taught me English words from a picture book." Maya's mind raced, fragments of memory surfacing. A quiet Korean boy who never smiled. Sitting with him in the corner of the playroom. Drawing pictures together because words weren't necessary. "Jean," she whispered, using the nickname she had given him because she couldn't pronounce his full name. For the first time, Ji-hun smiled, and it transformed his entire face. "You remember? Oh my God." Maya covered her mouth with her hands. "Jean. I can't believe it's really you." But before she could say more, another car pulled up. Derek stepped out, his face twisted with anger when he saw Maya standing with a strange man. "Maya. What the hell are you doing?" He marched over and grabbed her arm roughly. "Who is this?" "Let go of her," Ji-hun said, his voice cold and dangerous. The warmth that had been there moments ago vanished completely. Derek laughed. "Who do you think you are?" "This is my wife." I said. Ji-hun stepped forward, and suddenly 2 more men appeared from the car, large and intimidating. "Let go of her." Derek's face paled as he finally seemed to notice the expensive cars, the bodyguards, the air of power surrounding Ji-hun. He released Maya's arm. "I don't know who you are," Derek said, his voice losing its bravado, "but this is none of your business." Ji-hun looked at him with such contempt that even Maya felt a chill run down her spine. "Everything concerning Maya is my business. And you." He stepped closer to Derek, who stumbled backward. "You have no idea who you're dealing with." "Ji-hun, please," Maya said, touching his arm. "It's okay. I should go home." Ji-hun's jaw tightened, but he nodded. "I'll be in touch." He pressed a card into her hand. "When you're ready to know the truth, call me." Derek practically dragged Maya home that night, demanding to know who Ji-hun was. Maya told him the truth about the orphanage, but Derek didn't believe her. "A man like that doesn't track down some nobody from an orphanage for no reason," Derek spat. "What are you hiding from me?" "Nothing. I don't know why he came looking for me. Derek raised his hand, and Maya flinched. But he stopped himself, lowering his arms slowly. You're lying. And when I find out the truth, you'll regret it. Now, if you're enjoying this story so far, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next because things are about to get intense. 3 days later, Maya finally gathered the courage to call the number on the card. A car was sent for her within the hour. She was taken to a massive building in Gangnam, the most exclusive district in Seoul. The elevator took her to the top floor, where Ji-hoon was waiting in an office that screamed power and wealth. Thank you for coming, he said, gesturing for her to sit. Maya lowered herself onto the leather couch, her hands shaking. Ji-hoon, I don't understand any of this. Why did you come looking for me? How did you even find me? Ji-hoon sat across from her, his expression serious. What do you know about your parents, Maya? The question caught her off guard. Nothing. I was abandoned at the orphanage when I was a baby. No note, no information. I tried to find them when I was older, but there were no records. That's because the records were sealed, Ji-hoon said. Your mother was a woman named Adaora Okonkwo. She was Nigerian royalty, the daughter of one of the wealthiest men in Africa. She fell in love with an American businessman named James Johnson. Her family disapproved of the relationship and threatened to disown her. When she became pregnant with you, she made a choice to protect you from the family's wrath. She placed you in the orphanage with the intention of returning for you once she could guarantee your safety. Maya felt like the room was spinning. What happened to her? Ji-hoon's eyes softened. She died in a car accident when you were 2 years old. But before she died, she set up a trust fund for you. A trust that would be released to you on your 30th birthday. I turned 30 in 2 weeks, Maya whispered. Ji-hoon nodded slowly. Maya, your mother's trust, combined with the investments that have accumulated over the past 30 years, you are the sole heir to $20 billion. Maya couldn't breathe. The room tilted, and she gripped the edge of the couch to steady herself. That's impossible, she gasped. This has to be some kind of mistake. There's no mistake, Ji-hoon said firmly. I've had my team verify everything. I've been searching for you ever since I discovered the connection between my family's business and your mother's estate. Your mother and my grandmother were close friends. Before my grandmother died, she made me promise to find you and make sure you received what was rightfully yours. Maya shook her head, tears streaming down her face. I don't understand. Why would your grandmother care about me? Ji-hoon leaned forward, his eyes intense. Because she knew what you were. She knew you were special. And she knew that you would need protection from those who would try to take what's yours. He reached across and took her hand. Maya, I need you to listen to me carefully. The people who sealed your records, who made sure you grew up with nothing, who made sure you never knew who you were, they're still out there. And when they find out you've been located, they will come for you. Who are they? Ji-hoon's expression darkened. Your mother's brother. Your uncle. He's been controlling the Okonkwo Empire for the past 28 years, and he has no intention of giving it up. He was the one who arranged your mother's accident. Maya felt bile rise in her throat. He killed her. Yes. And if he finds out you're alive and about to claim your inheritance, he will try to kill you too. Maya pulled her hand away, standing up abruptly. This is too much. I can't. I'm just a dishwasher. I can barely pay my rent. How can I possibly be? Ji-hoon stood too, stepping closer to her. You are not just a dishwasher, Maya. You never were. You are the daughter of a princess. You are the heir to a fortune. And you are the woman who saved my life when we were children, even if you don't remember how. Maya looked up at him, confused. What do you mean? Ji-hoon's voice dropped. There was a night at the orphanage. Some of the older boys cornered me. They were going to beat me badly. But you stepped in front of me. You took the hits meant for me. You were 9 years old, and you protected me without hesitation. Maya's hand instinctively went to the small scar on her eyebrow, the origin of which she had never been able to remember. You got that scar protecting me, Ji-hoon said softly. I never forgot. I swore that one day, I would find you and repay that debt. Ji-hoon. Let me protect you now, Maya. Let me help you claim what's yours. But before Maya could answer, her phone rang. It was Derek. Where the hell are you? His voice was slurred and angry. Get home. Now. Maya looked at Ji-hoon, fear in her eyes. I have to go. Ji-hoon's jaw tightened. He's not good to you, is he? Maya didn't answer, which was answer enough. You don't have to go back, Ji-hoon said. Stay here. I'll protect you. Maya shook her head. I can't. Not yet. I need time to process all of this. Ji-hoon looked like he wanted to argue, but he nodded slowly. Take all the time you need. But know this, Maya. From this moment on, you are under my protection. Anyone who tries to hurt you will answer to me. The way he said it sent shivers down Maya's spine, but not from fear. From something else entirely. Something she hadn't felt in a very long time. When Maya returned home that night, Derek was waiting for her. He had been drinking heavily, and his eyes were glazed with rage. You were with him, weren't you? He snarled. That Korean bastard from the other night. Derek, please calm down. I can explain. Explain what? That you're cheating on me. He grabbed a vase from the table and hurled it against the wall. Maya flinched as it shattered into a million pieces. After everything I've done for you. After I lowered myself to marry someone like you. Someone like me. Maya felt something shift inside her. Something that had been buried for years. What exactly am I, Derek? You're nothing, he screamed. A nobody. An orphan with no past and no future. You should be grateful that I even looked at you twice. And then, something inside Maya snapped. All the years of abuse, all the cruel words, all the nights crying herself to sleep while Derek spent money on other women, it all came rushing to the surface. You're wrong, she said, her voice steady for the first time. I am not nothing. I am the daughter of Adora Okonkwo. I am the heir to $20 billion. And I am done letting you treat me like trash. Derek's face went pale, then red with fury. What the hell are you talking about? You're crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm awake. For the first time in 4 years, I'm finally awake. Derek lunged at her, grabbing her arm with bruising force. You're not going anywhere. You hear me? You belong to me. Let go of me. But Derek didn't let go. He raised his other hand, ready to strike, when suddenly the front door burst open. Ji-hoon stood in the doorway, flanked by 4 of his men, and his eyes were dark with murderous rage. I believe the lady asked you to let go, he said, his voice so cold it seemed to freeze the air. Derek immediately released Maya and stumbled backward. Who the hell do you think you are, breaking into my home? Ji-hoon walked slowly into the apartment, each step deliberate and threatening. I am Kong Ji-hoon. Perhaps you've heard of me. Head of the Kong organization. The most powerful family in South Korea. Derek's face drained of all color. Even Maya had heard whispers of the Kong family. Everyone in Seoul knew that name. They controlled everything from legitimate businesses to the underground. They were untouchable. I didn't know. Derek stammered. Now you do. Ji-hoon stopped directly in front of Derek, towering over him. This woman is under my protection. If you ever touch her again, if you ever speak to her with anything less than complete respect, I will personally ensure that you disappear from this earth. Do you understand? Derek nodded frantically, sweat pouring down his face. Good. Ji-hoon turned to Maya, and his entire demeanor changed. The cold fury melted into gentle concern. Are you all right? Maya nodded, tears streaming down her face. Thank you. Ji-hoon extended his hand. Come with me. You don't belong here. Maya looked around the cramped apartment that had been her prison for 4 years. Then she looked at Derek, cowering in the corner like the coward he truly was. And finally, she looked at Ji-hoon, whose eyes held a promise of something she had never dared to hope for. Safety. Respect. Maybe even love. She took his hand. As Ji-hoon led her out of the apartment, Derek suddenly found his voice. You can't just take my wife. I'll call the police. Ji-hoon paused at the door and looked back at Derek with a smile that held no warmth. Please. Call them. I'm sure they would love to hear about the money you've been embezzling from your company. Or the gambling debts you've accumulated. Or the women you've been seeing behind your wife's back. He paused. Did you really think I hadn't done my research? Derek's mouth opened and closed like a fish. I know everything about you, Derek Johnson. Every dirty secret. Every lie. And if you try to interfere with Maya in any way, I will destroy you. Completely. Utterly. Without mercy. And with that, Ji-hoon guided Maya out into the night, leaving Derek standing alone in the ruins of his life. Over the next few weeks, everything changed for Maya. Ji-hoon moved her into a beautiful apartment in his building, gave her access to whatever she needed, and treated her with a kindness she had never experienced before. But more than that, he gave her time. Time to process everything she had learned. Time to grieve for the mother she had never known. Time to adjust to the reality that she was no longer the poor, invisible woman she had believed herself to be. Lawyers were brought in to handle the inheritance. Security details were assigned to protect her from her uncle's potential threats. And through it all, Ji-hoon was there, steady and reliable, asking for nothing in return. But Maya noticed things. The way his eyes lingered on her when he thought she wasn't looking. The way his hand would brush against hers and then quickly pull away. The way his voice softened when he spoke to her, so different from the cold, commanding tone he used with everyone else. One evening, Maya found herself standing on the balcony of Ji-hoon's penthouse, watching the snow fall over Seoul. Christmas decorations twinkled from buildings across the city, and for the first time in years, Maya didn't feel alone. Ji-hoon stepped out onto the balcony, draping a warm coat over her shoulders. You'll catch cold. Maya smiled. Thank you. For everything. You don't have to keep thanking me. Yes, I do. She turned to face him. You changed my life, Ji-hoon. You gave me back my identity. My dignity. My future. How can I ever repay that? Ji-hoon's eyes darkened with emotion. You already did. 21 years ago, in that orphanage. You were the first person who ever showed me kindness. You were the reason I survived those months. The reason I never gave up. He stepped closer. You saved me first, Maya. I'm just returning the favor. Maya's heart raced as she looked up at him. Is that the only reason? Ji-hoon was silent for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his voice was barely above a whisper. No. It's not the only reason. Then tell me. He reached out and cupped her face in his hands, his touch gentle despite the power she knew those hands held. From the moment I saw you again, he said slowly, standing on that street in that worn coat, looking so tired but still so beautiful. I knew. I knew that everything I had been searching for my entire life had been right there, waiting for me to find it. Ji-hoon. I'm not good with words, he continued. I'm not good with emotions. My world is dark and dangerous, and I have done things I'm not proud of. But when I'm with you, Maya, I want to be better. You make me want to be the man you deserve. Tears spilled down Maya's cheeks. You already are. And then Ji-hoon kissed her, soft and tender, as the snow fell around them like a blessing from heaven. But their peace was not to last. 2 days before Christmas, Maya received a message that made her blood run cold. It was from her uncle, the man who had killed her mother. Dear niece, the message read. I know who you are and where you are. The inheritance will never be yours. Your mother died trying to protect you. Don't make me do the same thing to you. Maya showed the message to Ji-hoon, who read it with a face like thunder. He's made his move, Ji-hoon said. Now I'll make mine. Okay, loves, pause here for just a moment. If you are loving this story and you want to see what happens next, please make sure you are subscribed to this channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think Ji-hoon is going to do. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. The next 48 hours were a whirlwind. Ji-hoon mobilized his entire network, reaching out to contacts in Nigeria, the United States, and across Asia. Maya watched in awe as the quiet, gentle man she was falling in love with transformed into the powerful mafia boss that the rest of the world feared. Your uncle has been stealing from the Okonkwo estate for decades, Ji-hoon explained as he showed her documents his team had gathered. Billions of dollars have been funneled into offshore accounts under his name. What he doesn't realize is that my organization has connections to every major bank in the world. I've had those accounts frozen. Maya stared at the paperwork. You can do that? Ji-hoon smiled, but it wasn't a pleasant smile. I can do much more than that. On Christmas Eve, everything came to a head. Maya's uncle, Chukwemeka Okonkwo, arrived in Seoul with a team of mercenaries, convinced that he could intimidate the Kong family into handing over Maya. He was very, very wrong. The confrontation took place in the grand lobby of the Kong organization's headquarters. Chukwemeka was a large, imposing man in his 60s, with cold eyes that held no trace of family affection when he looked at Maya. So you're my sister's daughter, he said, looking her up and down with disdain. You look just like her. Weak. Pathetic. Maya stepped forward, but Ji-hoon put a protective hand on her arm. You have no power here, Ji-hoon said calmly. Your accounts are frozen. Your mercenaries have been dealt with. And the evidence of your crimes, including the murder of Adaora Okonkwo, has been delivered to authorities in 3 countries. Chukwemeka laughed. You think I'm afraid of you, boy? I've been running my empire longer than you've been alive. You're not running anything anymore. Ji-hoon snapped his fingers, and armed men appeared from every doorway, surrounding Chukwemeka completely. Your empire is finished. But before you're taken away, I thought Maya deserved some answers. Maya stepped forward, her heart pounding. Why? She was your sister. How could you kill your own blood? Chukwemeka's eyes hardened. She was going to ruin everything. Falling in love with that American, having his bastard child. She was going to give away our fortune to outsiders. I did what I had to do to protect my family's legacy. I am your family. Maya shouted, years of pain and abandonment pouring out. I was a child. I had no one. You were nothing but a mistake, Chukwemeka spat. Just like your mother. Maya felt Ji-hoon's arm around her, steadying her. She took a deep breath. My mother loved me, she said quietly. She died trying to protect me. And now, her legacy, everything she worked for, will be used to help people. Orphanages, schools, hospitals. I will make sure her name is remembered for kindness, not for the cruelty of men like you. She turned away from him. Take him. Ji-hoon's men moved forward, and Chukwemeka was dragged away, screaming threats and curses that echoed through the marble lobby until they faded into nothing. Christmas morning dawned bright and cold. Maya woke up in Ji-hoon's arms, feeling more at peace than she had ever felt in her life. Good morning, beautiful, Ji-hoon murmured against her hair. Good morning. She nestled closer to him. Is it strange that this is the best Christmas I've ever had? Not strange at all. He kissed the top of her head. I feel the same way. They lay together in comfortable silence for a while before Maya spoke again. Jihoon. What happens now? He shifted so he could look into her eyes. Whatever you want. You have the power to do anything, be anyone, go anywhere. The world is yours, Maya. And what about us? Jihoon's expression softened. I told you I would protect you. I never said anything about expectations. If you want to leave, to start a new life somewhere else, I would understand. I would let you go, even if it destroyed me. Maya reached up and touched his face. What if I don't want to go? What if I want to stay right here, with you? The hope that flickered in Jihoon's eyes made her heart ache. Then I would spend every day proving that I deserve you, he whispered. Even though I know I never will. You already have. Maya pulled him close. You've shown me what real love looks like. Patient, kind, selfless. You never asked for anything in return for your help. You treated me with respect when everyone else treated me like garbage. You are the best man I've ever known, Kang Jihoon. Maya. I love you, she said simply. I know it's fast. I know there's still so much we need to figure out. But I love you. Jihoon's arms tightened around her, and when he spoke, his voice was thick with emotion. I've loved you since I was 12 years old and you shared your bread with a scared, lonely boy who couldn't speak your language. I've loved you through every year I spent searching for you. I've loved you since the moment I saw you again, looking like an angel standing in the snow. He kissed her deeply, passionately. I will love you for the rest of my life, Maya. If you'll let me. Yes, she breathed against his lips. 1,000 times yes. And as the Christmas bells rang out across Seoul, two hearts that had found each other against all odds finally came home. 1 year later. Maya stood in the ballroom of the Kang estate, wearing a stunning white gown that made her brown skin glow. Around her, hundreds of guests had gathered to celebrate her wedding to Jihoon, including dignitaries, business leaders, and most importantly, children from orphanages across Seoul that Maya had personally funded over the past year. She spotted Derek in the corner, looking shabby and defeated. After losing his job due to the embezzlement charges that Jihoon had brought to light, he had tried multiple times to win Maya back, even claiming he still loved her. She had refused to see him. Today, he had somehow gotten an invitation just to witness what he had lost. Maya didn't feel hatred when she looked at him now. Only pity. Jihoon appeared at her side, looking devastatingly handsome in his traditional Korean wedding attire. Are you ready, Mrs. Kang? He asked, his eyes shining with love. I've been ready my whole life, she replied. I just didn't know it until I found you. As they walked down the aisle together, Maya thought about everything that had brought her to this moment. The pain, the loneliness, the years of believing she was worthless. And now, she was worth $20 billion, but more importantly, she was loved beyond measure by the most incredible man she had ever known. She thought of her mother, Adora, and hoped that somewhere, somehow, she was watching and smiling. The ceremony was beautiful, filled with tears of joy and promises of forever. And when Jihoon kissed his bride, the cheers from the crowd echoed through the hall. Later that night, as they danced their first dance as husband and wife, Maya whispered in Jihoon's ear. Thank you for never giving up on me. Jihoon smiled that rare, beautiful smile that was reserved only for her. Thank you for being worth finding. And they lived, loved, and reigned together for the rest of their days, proving that sometimes, the best love stories are the ones that take the longest to write. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of this beautiful story. Your support means the world to me. If this story touched your heart, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment telling me what part was your favorite. Was it the moment Jihoon burst through that door? The Christmas kiss in the snow? Or that beautiful ending? Let me know. And once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to every single member of the Afro Soul Diaries family. May your new year be filled with love as beautiful as Maya and Jihun's. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.